What happens when loyalty, rumors, and hip-hop power players collide? That's exactly what fans are asking after whispers of a link-up between Remy Ma and 50 Cent started making waves, and now Papoose is stepping in with something to say. It all started with subtle moves, unexpected appearances, and social media moments that had fans raising eyebrows. Remy Ma and 50 Cent being in the same orbit isn't shocking on its own, but the timing. That's where things get messy. Because not long after the buzz began, Papoose seemed to respond, and let's just say he didn't hold back. Calling 50 Cent a hater has instantly turned this into a full-blown conversation across the internet. Is this just a misunderstanding blown out of proportion? Or is there real tension brewing behind the scenes? Fans are now dissecting every post, every caption, and every move, trying to figure out what's really going on. Is 50 Cent inserting himself into something personal? Or is Papoose overreacting to industry politics? One thing's for sure, this situation is heating up fast. And the truth behind this rumored connection might be more complicated than anyone expected. The drama surrounding Remy Ma, 50 Cent, and Papoose didn't just appear out of nowhere, built up slowly, piece by piece, until fans couldn't ignore it anymore. What started as subtle speculation has now turned into one of the most talked about situations in hip-hop circles. And people are trying to figure out exactly where things went left. For years, Remy Ma and Papoose have been seen as one of hip-hop's most solid couples. Their relationship survived prison time, public pressure, and industry distractions, which made fans view them as almost untouchable. Papoose, in particular, built a reputation as someone deeply loyal, standing 10 toes behind Remy, no matter the situation. That's why this current tension feels so unexpected. When someone like him speaks out, people listen, because it's not something he does lightly. Enter 50 Cent, a figure known not just for his music, but for his ability to stir conversation, apply pressure, and sometimes insert himself into situations that already carry tension. Over the years, 50 has built a brand around being unapologetically vocal. Whether it's online commentary, trolling, or calling people out, he knows how to keep his name at the center of attention. So when his name began popping up alongside Remy Ma's, fans immediately sensed that something bigger could be brewing. It reportedly began with a few public interactions, nothing too direct. Nothing that clearly crossed a line, but enough to spark curiosity. Social media played a huge role here. A like, a comment, a shared space, these small details quickly turned into talking points. In today's digital world, it doesn't take much for a narrative to form. And once it starts, it spreads fast. Fans began speculating. Was there a collaboration in the works? A business move? Or something more personal? While there was no confirmed statement from Remy Ma or 50 Cent at first, the silence only added fuel to the fire. People started reading between the lines, analyzing past interviews, and revisiting old clips to piece together a story that may or may not have been real. Meanwhile, Papoose seemed to be watching it all unfold. Known for being calculated rather than reactive, he didn't jump out immediately. But when he finally did speak, or at least appeared to respond, it carried weight. The phrase "hater" being associated with 50 Cent instantly shifted the tone of the conversation. This wasn't just fans speculating anymore. This felt personal now. The big question became, what exactly triggered that response? Some believe it wasn't just one moment, but a build-up. In the entertainment industry, respect is everything. Lines both spoken and unspoken define how people move around each other. If Papoose felt that those lines were being blurred or crossed, even indirectly, it would explain why he chose to speak up. From his perspective, it may not have been about jealousy, but about principle. Others see it differently. There's a group of fans who think 50 Cent is simply being himself, engaging, networking, and staying visible. To them, labeling him a hater might be an overreaction, especially without clear evidence of wrongdoing. After all, 50 has interacted with countless artists over the years, both male and female, without it turning into controversy every time. But the situation feels different this time. And that's largely because of who's involved. Remy Ma isn't just any artist. She's someone with a strong identity, a loyal fan base, and a relationship that's been publicly celebrated. Any perceived shift in that dynamic is bound to get attention. Another layer to this situation is how quickly fans pick sides. Social media has turned every unfolding moment into a debate. Some are standing firmly with Papoose, praising him for protecting his relationship and not staying silent. Others are defending 50 Cent, arguing that he's being unfairly targeted without proof. And then there are those who believe Remy Ma's voice is the missing piece, wondering why she hasn't directly addressed the situation in a way that clears everything up. That silence is interesting. In many cases, silence can mean different things, can be strategic, can be dismissive, or it can simply mean there's nothing worth responding to. But in a situation this visible, every non-response becomes part of the narrative. People begin to wonder if there's more happening behind closed doors than what's being shown publicly. It's also worth noting that 50 Cent has a history of responding in his own unique way. He doesn't always address things head-on. Sometimes he uses humor, sometimes sarcasm, and sometimes he escalates situations in ways people don't expect. That unpredictability adds another level of tension, because no one really knows if or when he might respond directly to Papoose's comments. As the conversation continues to grow, the lines between reality and speculation are becoming harder to separate. One post turns into a theory, one comment becomes evidence, and before long, a full storyline is created. That's the power and danger of viral moments in today's culture. What makes this situation particularly compelling is that it touches on multiple themes at once: loyalty, respect, public perception, and the influence of social media. It's not just about whether Remy Ma and 50 Cent are working together or interacting. It's about how those interactions are interpreted and how they impact the people around them. Right now, everything is still unfolding. No clear resolution has been given. No full explanation has come out, and that's exactly why people are so locked in. The uncertainty keeps the conversation alive. Every new post, every new appearance, every subtle move is being watched closely. And at the center of it all are three individuals with strong personalities, strong followings, and very different ways of handling pressure. Whether this situation cools down or turns into something bigger remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: story is far from over. The tension between Remy Ma, 50 Cent, and Papoose has become more than just a headline. It's now dominating conversations across social media, radio shows, and hip-hop forums. Every move is analyzed, every post is scrutinized, and fans are divided on where the blame lies. The saga has all the elements of a classic hip-hop drama: relationships, loyalty, social media, and of course, public perception. Papoose's reaction, in particular, has been the most talked about aspect so far. Known for being measured and deliberate, the rapper doesn't typically respond impulsively. When he finally called 50 Cent a hater, it was a clear signal that he perceived some real tension. The word itself carries weight in the hip-hop community, implies envy, negativity, and a lack of respect. By labeling 50 Cent in this way, Papoose was not just defending his wife. He was making a statement about boundaries, respect, and reputation. Fans quickly dissected his comments. Some interpreted it as a personal attack, believing Papoose was genuinely upset about the perceived relationship between Remy Ma and 50 Cent. Others argued it was more about industry dynamics, suggesting that Papoose might have seen 50 Cent's involvement as intrusive or unnecessary. After all, the music industry has long been filled with power plays and alliances that can appear harmless but carry deeper implications behind the scenes. The role of social media in this unfolding story cannot be overstated. Platforms like Instagram and Twitter have given fans unprecedented access to celebrity lives, making it easier than ever to speculate on relationships and conflicts. Even a single like comment or shared photo can ignite a flurry of reactions. In this case, small interactions between Remy Ma and 50 Cent sparked massive conversations online. Fans immediately began theorizing: was this a hint at a collaboration, a business move, or something more personal? Each theory fueled more debate, making the tension harder to manage. Meanwhile, 50 Cent has remained characteristically enigmatic, known for his strategic approach to public appearances and social media. He often allows speculation to do part of the work for him. Whether intentional or not, his silence adds another layer of drama. Fans are left to wonder whether he is ignoring Papoose's comments, planning a response, or simply letting the conversation escalate for visibility. In the world of celebrity, silence is never neutral. It's part of the narrative. Adding complexity is Remy Ma herself. Throughout this drama, she has remained largely in the background. This silence is notable because she is the central figure connecting the two men. Fans and critics alike have questioned whether she should make a statement, clarify her intentions, or simply let the situation play out. Her lack of public commentary has left room for speculation, but it has also protected her from becoming the target of direct criticism. In many ways, staying silent is a form of control, allowing her to avoid getting pulled into the public feud unnecessarily. The historical context between the individuals involved also adds depth to the story. 50 Cent has a long history of high-profile feuds and alliances. His reputation as a provocateur and media-savvy strategist means that his involvement in any situation is rarely neutral. In contrast, Papoose is generally viewed as principled and loyal, especially when it comes to his personal relationships. This contrast has amplified the drama, as fans naturally position the two men in opposition, creating a narrative of conflict that may or may not fully reflect reality. Analysts and commentators have also weighed in. Some argue that this feud, whether intentional or not, serves to highlight larger issues in hip-hop culture, particularly the role of loyalty and the public scrutiny of relationships. In an industry where image and reputation are everything, the perceived alignment or misalignment of artists can become a public spectacle. Social media accelerates these dynamics, turning small interactions into major talking points almost overnight. Moreover, the stakes feel higher because Remy Ma and Papoose have cultivated a specific image of strength and unity. Fans expect them to operate as a team, facing challenges together. Any perceived disruption to that dynamic naturally provokes strong reactions. In this context, Papoose's comments can be seen as both protective and performative, reinforcing his loyalty while also signaling to the public that boundaries exist. The reaction from fans has been swift and polarized. Some are defending Papoose, applauding his willingness to speak out and maintain respect for his relationship. Others are questioning whether the response was necessary, suggesting that 50 Cent's involvement may be entirely innocent. This division highlights a broader phenomenon in celebrity culture. The audience often becomes an active participant in shaping the narrative, deciding who is right or wrong before all the facts are known. Adding to the intrigue are the subtle signals from both sides. A repost here, a story there, a mention in an interview. Each action is dissected and assigned meaning. In the absence of clear communication, people tend to fill in the blanks themselves, which often escalates the perceived drama. For Remy Ma, this means every small public gesture is under scrutiny, forcing her to navigate carefully. For 50 Cent, it may serve as an opportunity to remain in the spotlight while maintaining a strategic edge. Industry insiders have also suggested that the situation might involve more than just personal feelings. Behind-the-scenes collaborations, contractual obligations, and business alliances can all complicate matters. If 50 Cent and Remy Ma are indeed discussing a professional partnership, it may have been misinterpreted as something personal, triggering Papoose's response. In hip-hop, professional and personal spheres often overlap, making misunderstandings both common and potentially explosive. The way forward remains uncertain. As of now, there's no public reconciliation or clarification from any of the parties involved. Every day brings new speculation, new social media posts, and renewed fan debate. Whether this situation escalates further, resolves quietly, or becomes a longer-term feud. It's clear that the conversation has already become a defining moment in the public narratives of all three individuals. In the meantime, the public remains captivated. Every minor interaction is dissected, every comment analyzed, and every social media post becomes fodder for debate. The story has everything a viral moment needs: star power, loyalty, conflict, and a dash of mystery. It's no surprise that this particular drama has captured so much attention. It's a modern-day hip-hop saga unfolding in real time. Ultimately, the 50 Cent, Remy Ma, and Papoose situation is more than just a rumor, as a reflection of the pressures and complexities of fame. It shows how relationships are constantly interpreted through the lens of public expectation, how silence can be as powerful as words, and how social media can amplify even the smallest signals into major controversies. Fans may have their opinions, insiders may speculate, but the truth likely resides behind closed doors, known only to those directly involved. As this story continues to unfold, one thing is clear: the intersection of loyalty, influence, and public perception can create intense drama, and in this case, the world is watching closely. Every post, every comment, and every move will continue to be analyzed, keeping the conversation alive and the tension high as the saga between Remy Ma, 50 Cent, and Papoose continues. Fans are left wondering what comes next. What began as subtle social media interactions has evolved into a full-blown discussion about loyalty, respect, and influence in the hip-hop industry. This latest chapter of the story reveals not just personal dynamics, but also how public perception can amplify even small misunderstandings into major controversies. Following Papoose's comments labeling 50 Cent a hater, reactions exploded online. Fans flooded forums, Twitter threads, and Instagram pages with speculation, dissecting every post, comment, and appearance for clues. Some sided with Papoose, praising him for defending his relationship and setting boundaries. Others argued that 50 Cent's actions were likely innocent and that the response might be an overreaction. This polarization reflects a larger truth about celebrity drama. The audience often dictates the narrative before all facts are known. For Remy Ma, navigating this landscape is particularly challenging. She is the linchpin connecting to influential figures, and her every move is scrutinized. Any perceived alignment with 50 Cent could be interpreted as disloyalty to Papoose, while silence can be read as tacit approval of the situation or indifference. This delicate balancing act demonstrates the pressures public figures face, where personal relationships and public perception are inextricably linked. Meanwhile, 50 Cent has remained largely strategic in his approach. Known for his calculated public persona, he often leverages controversy without directly escalating it. This allows him to maintain visibility while keeping his options open. Fans speculate whether he will respond directly to Papoose's remarks, issue a statement, or let the situation simmer. Each possibility carries consequences for how the public interprets the feud. Behind the scenes, insiders suggest that the story may not be as personal as it appears. Business opportunities, collaborations, and networking within the industry often involve interactions that are misinterpreted by fans. If 50 Cent and Remy Ma were discussing a professional project, it could have triggered a misreading of intentions, leading to Papoose's public response. In hip-hop, the line between personal and professional is frequently blurred, making misunderstandings common and sometimes explosive. Adding fuel to the fire, media coverage has framed the situation in terms of conflict. Headlines highlighting a potential beef amplified the drama, while fan speculation reinforces the narrative. Social media platforms where engagement drives visibility encourage rapid sharing of unverified claims, further complicating matters. Every post and comment becomes part of the story, whether intentional or not. and the tension escalates with each new interpretation. The historical reputations of the individuals involved intensify the stakes. 50 Cent is a well-known provocateur, with a history of high-profile feuds and alliances. His involvement alone draws attention and invites speculation. Papoose, in contrast, is generally regarded as principled, especially regarding his relationship with Remy Ma. The contrast between 50 Cent's strategic persona and Papoose's loyalty-driven approach fuels fan interest and makes the narrative feel more dramatic. Meanwhile, the audience's role cannot be understated. Fans are active participants in shaping the story, often taking sides, defending their preferred figures, and criticizing perceived missteps. Online debates dissect every word, like, and photo, transforming the situation into a real-time spectacle. In this environment, perception becomes reality, and the lines between rumor, fact, and interpretation blur. This saga also underscores how modern celebrity conflicts are magnified by digital culture. A small interaction, whether a like, comment, or repost, can spark massive debate. In the absence of clear communication, fans fill in the blanks themselves, often escalating tension. For Remy Ma, Papoose, and 50 Cent. This means that even minor actions are scrutinized and potentially misinterpreted, highlighting the unique challenges of public life in the age of social media. Industry insiders speculate about potential fallout. For Papoose, maintaining his image as loyal and principled is crucial. Publicly confronting 50 Cent demonstrates this loyalty, but it also risks escalating the situation. For 50 Cent, remaining enigmatic allows him to navigate the narrative strategically. But prolonged silence may also be read as provocation or indifference. For Remy Ma, clarity may be difficult to achieve without fueling further speculation or misinterpretation. The situation is also a study in perception management. In entertainment, image is everything, and the perception of conflict can be as impactful as actual conflict. Whether intentional or not, the public narrative shapes careers, influence, and fan engagement. In this case, all three individuals are navigating not just personal dynamics, but also how these dynamics are presented and interpreted in the public eye. Despite the tension, there is also potential for resolution. Public statements, interviews, or collaborative projects could clarify intentions and reduce speculation. At the same time, the narrative may continue to evolve, fueled by media coverage, fan reactions, and further social media activity. The story is far from static, and its next chapters will likely depend on how each party chooses to respond or not respond. Ultimately, this saga illustrates the complex intersection of loyalty, influence, and public perception. The drama surrounding Remy Ma, 50 Cent, and Papoose is not just a personal matter. It reflects broader themes in celebrity culture, including the pressures of maintaining relationships under scrutiny, navigating public expectations, and managing the blurred lines between personal and professional interactions. As the situation unfolds, fans remain captivated. Every post, every interview, and every subtle gesture is analyzed. The story has all the elements of a viral moment: star power, conflict, loyalty, mystery, and the ever-present influence of social media. Whether this leads to reconciliation, further tension, or an entirely new development, the public remains glued to the narrative, waiting for the next update. In conclusion, the Remy Ma, 50 Cent, and Papoose saga is a modern example of how celebrity interactions can escalate rapidly in the digital age. The interplay of loyalty, perception, and media amplification has turned a subtle set of interactions into a widely discussed public narrative. For the individuals involved, navigating these dynamics requires strategy, restraint, and careful consideration. For the audience, it offers a real-time glimpse into the pressures and complexities of life in the public eye. And a reminder that in the world of celebrity, Every action and inaction carries weight. As fans continue to watch, one thing is certain: this story is far from over. The tension, speculation, and intrigue will continue to unfold, keeping audiences engaged and invested. And whether it's resolved quietly behind the scenes or escalates into further public confrontation, the Remy Ma, 50 Cent, and Papoose saga will remain a defining moment in contemporary hip-hop culture, a case study in the power of social media, perception, and the enduring importance of loyalty in the world of celebrity. Hey everyone, you've just seen the full story unfold. Ma and 50 Cent linking up, Papoose stepping in, and fans everywhere weighing in on this explosive drama. Now, we want to hear your side. Do you think Papoose was right to call 50 Cent a hater? Or is this all just social media hype? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't hold back. We want the real opinions. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest celebrity drama, breaking news, and insider updates from the world of hip-hop. Trust us, stories like this move fast, and you don't want to be left behind. Also, smash that like button if you're following this feud. It really helps us know what kind of content you love. And share this video with your friends so they can join the conversation too. Finally, if you want more behind-the-scenes details, exclusive updates, and hot takes that you won't see anywhere else, check out the links in the description. This saga is far from over, and we'll be bringing you every twist and turn as it happens. Stay tuned and stay loud.